Hi, welcome back to Debra Lynn Bel Canto. Please remember to subscribe. So today what I'm going to do is start to take you into my warm-up, all right, how I start to think about getting the voice to prepare for singing, all right? Now, I just want to add a side note here that in Bel Canto, we're not necessarily initially trying to create a lot of sound. We're actually working smaller and more concentrated so that we can become more aware of what's going on internally in the instrument. The expansion of sound happens as a result of us getting used to these internal mechanics and then allowing that expansion to occur as we go down the road, all right? But what I want to say is a bel canto singer, for those of you that are less aware of this style, can be 4 times as loud as the average singer and 4 times as soft as the average singer on this sort of vertical spectrum with no force. The first time this happened for me, I was on Maui, beginning my professional career. And of course, I had had a bad experience in college where a professor had told me to give up the idea of even having a professional career. So I had been reeling for years from that. But I had done my bel canto studies, I had gotten control of my voice, and I was in my very first professional gig with the Maui Symphony back in 1997. It was a Handel's Messiah. I was singing the soprano, and it's a beautiful hall, the Maui Arts and Cultural Center Hall. There were 47 people in the orchestra. There were 200 people behind me in the chorus. And I was singing my role as the soprano unamplified in that theater of 1,200 seats. And I could feel my sound pinging off the back wall. It's when I knew that when my bel canto teacher said to me way in the beginning, if anyone ever tells you that you don't have a very big voice and you can't be heard, just remember, they may not understand how the resonation process works and not to believe it. Everyone can amplify sound. So more to come about that down the road. But in the meantime, we're just going to do a little bit of my beginning of my warm-up, all right? So I'm going to start on a low G, which is how my warm-ups on my website start as well. And I'm just going to hum up and back a half step. And then I'm going to go. Okay, now, essentially, with the first exercise that I work with the humming exercise, all right, it's not so much that I'm trying to do the pitch thing, meaning I'm not going, oh, I'm going to think, let me demonstrate this a different way and see if you understand. It's like I'm not trying to go up and down. And you can, when you start to try to do this exercise, you're going to feel all sorts of things, all right? And that's what I want you to do. I want you to actually notice what you notice. Nothing is wrong at this point. Everything is about what you become aware of, because that ultimately is what's going to help you get control of this instrument of yours. Now, the little bits that I'm putting into this exercise. I'm starting to be mindful in the humming of this forward lift. Just like we did on the robot exercise. And I'm trying to get control of the tone and the vibration right away. It's like, boom, I want to make sure that my mechanism is stabilizing super duper quick. So what would the distinction be? If I went, It's like wiggle. And I almost have to do this now to make it happen in my body because my body wants to just go like this or just wants to hold steady. So, but you'll feel it. You may feel the launch. Let me just do it that way. Mm, and I'm like sort of pushing it out of my body. All right. So just become mindful. All right. So we're going to just try to grab it real quick. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Now I have the little pitch pipe tuner on my phone. That's an easy way for if you don't have a keyboard access, you can actually get a little keyboard app or a little pitch pipe app. Um, for those of you that are a little more advanced in your process, I know many of you may use the TE tuner already. I know lots of folks in the a cappella world do in order to sort of see a visual. Initially, for those of you that are just beginning, I don't really recommend that you do a lot of that kind of analysis of your pitch yet, only because it takes a little while to get control of these pieces in your mind, and you really don't need any feedback that's telling you that you're not there yet. What you need is support, reinforcement, encouragement, happy faces in front of you saying you can do this, all right? Because you want to succeed. I want you to succeed, okay? This is not about self-judgment. We all have that going, and that's another video. So let's do this humming exercise together, and let me show you how I do it when I'm kind of not feeling particularly up or happy. I'm feeling sluggish. Maybe I've been feeling a little under the weather. I don't really feel like singing, which could happen right now in this time of social distancing and isolation. I mean, this just sucks for all of us, right? So just know the emotional body doesn't always like singing when we're not feeling like it. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is help you get motivated. You could use this time to improve your voice. And on the other side of this situation we're dealing with worldwide, we'll all be singing. That's my goal. All right, so we're going to start there. Actually, let me just see where we are. We'll start with a G again. We're going to just go up and back a half. Okay, ready? And tiny bit of air. Now, I'm not particularly happy with that attack. You might have heard it. I actually felt my mechanic let go right there, like I pushed a little bit too much air. I don't want to be moving air. I want to just stabilize and go. Bravo. Now you notice I'm doing sort of a sideways motion instead of an up and down motion. The reason for this kinesthetic piece of the puzzle, for those of you that are more kinesthetic, is that it helps us understand that there is no up and there is no down. The notes are being created by your vocal folds, generated by a thought in your mind. You're hearing the note. I'm hearing it in my head right before I articulate. So I'm literally training my mind to focus on that note before I do it. Now, if I'm not feeling like doing this exercise, I will still do it anyway. The discipline of this can be done in the shower, while I'm doing the dishes, when I'm walking. It doesn't really matter where you do it. It helps get the vibration of sound moving in your body. This is very good for your emotional health right now. So let's go back again. So we're going to go up a little higher. I'm going to go to the B flat. Right to the M. And now I'm going to go back down. Again, you can feel a little wiggling going on in my instrument. That is passaggio. We'll talk about that down the road. Mm, mm, mm. Now, the lower I go, the higher I'm going to get here. Mm, mm, mm. One more. Mm. All right. Now, ladies, I was well into my chest voice. Guys, if you are tenors and you are or higher baritones, you also, if you were the octave below me, may have just been starting to touch into the lower part of your range. And that's okay. You do the exercises with me as high as you can comfortably and as low as you can comfortably with no judgment, no evaluation. All right. We're taking you into these baby seed notes that will be on both sides of the spectrum. All right, play with this a little bit, sort of this rocking up and down in the humming in your low register. You're not going up super high, just up a little bit, down a little bit. If you feel like it and you're getting a little motivated, go up again, maybe go up a little higher, come back down, and we'll meet again. All right, Ciao Bella, have a great rest of your day.